Hi, this is Boston Mountain Homestead, and today I'm coming to talk to you guys about safety on your homestead. Not only um, safety against um, accidents happening, but today I've come to talk to you about something that happened to me last night. You know, sometimes we can get false senses of security, and I think that's what I had. Um, Thinking that I'm so far out in the middle of nowhere, nothing can happen to me. Nothing can invade my security. And then it does, and it shakes you. And you realize what you should have done, the precautions you should have taken against things happening. So today I'm coming to you to talk to you about um, protecting yourself, protecting your property, protecting your animals, but mostly yourself. So let me go into what happened. So about 9 o'clock, I was sitting in my chair in my living room. I'd already put my dogs in their kennels for the night, because I usually put them to bed pretty early, and my son was at work. He got a job working nights. And my husband, of course, works out of town, so he's not even home right now. And I left my door unlocked. I usually lock it when I go to bed, but I left it unlocked. I keep it unlocked usually, but I left my door unlocked, and the light was on the porch, and I was on my phone listening to, or not listening, I was watching a movie on my phone. And I had my earphones in so I could hear it really good. And all of a sudden my dogs start barking. And I'd heard the door open, and I thought, is my son David, is he off work early? And all of a sudden somebody said, is anybody here? And I stood up, and I had an intruder. I tried to get the person to leave. He would not. He kept telling me, please don't make me go outside. There's a bear outside. And he had blood all over his hands, and his hand was all swollen, and I didn't know if he was really attacked by a bear. But I kept asking him to leave, and he wouldn't. I'm sorry, I got a phone call. Anyway, he would not leave. I pulled out a chair and backed away, and I told him to sit in it, and I started to dial 911. Because I couldn't get him out the house, I thought if he sat in the chair, at least he wasn't attacking me. And he sat down, but he kept getting up, and I noticed he had a knife in his pocket. I told him to get rid of it, go put it outside if he's not going to leave. And he got up and went to the door, and he came back and he sat back down, and I didn't know for sure if he got rid of the knife or not. I had 911 on the phone with me. I was on the phone for 30 minutes waiting on the cops to get here. I was scared. He was acting agitated. And I didn't know what he was going to do. The 911 lady, she stayed on the phone with me the whole time. I kept having to demand that he sit down because he kept getting up and coming at me. At one point in time, he got up and locked the front door. I told him, I said, the cops can't get in if you lock the door. He had asked in the beginning to please have the police that come. because he had been attacked by a bear. And then he said he wanted me to shoot him because if I made him go back outside, he wanted me to shoot him. Because he did that, I had my hand on the back door, which was blocked. I would have had to move stuff around to get out the back door. So again, there was no exit for me to leave the house. I had guns in my bedroom. He kept asking me about if I had a gun so he could shoot the bear. I couldn't get to the guns. And I didn't want him to go in my room where their guns were. So I kept making him, every time I'd get up and go towards that area, I'd make him sit back down, tell him to sit back down. Because I didn't want him to find my guns. Anyway, I had my hand on the back door and he started coming at me and telling me to get my hand off the door. At that point in time, I thought, man, I wish I would have had a gun sitting beside me. I took a concealed carry class. I should have known to have it with me at all times. Accessible to me at all times. But I had a false sense of security. Nothing actually happened to me. Not physically, but it obviously it scared me. The cops finally got here. They asked him, they put the lights on the house and they asked him to step out of the house with his hands raised. And they arrested him. And then the 911 lady asked me to go in a back room somewhere away from what's going on, because if they had to shoot, they didn't want me to become a casualty of what was going on. So I went in the back room and I sat in the hallway area and waited for the cops to come in. And once they came in, I was able to let the lady go on the phone. At some point in time during that whole confrontation, he got up and washed his hands in the sink. And he gave me a look like, I'm going to do what I want to do. It wasn't a look of fear at all. I don't know how to explain it. So, don't get a sense of security where you're at. You're not secure. It could happen anywhere. So, come to find out, he's my next door neighbor's grandson. And he's on meth. And he has mental problems. So they arrested him and charged him with burglary and false imprisonment. His grandma has been trying to get him into an institution. And they're hoping that with this now, they can get him in, force him into an institution. She came over this morning. She's very sweet. And she wanted to check on me and make sure I was okay. And she apologized for him. She said he's been up for 4 days and he's been seeing stuff, and he's told his grandmother yet the night before that he saw a bear out here, and he's been delusional. So you never know who your neighbors are. Not really. I told the police if I would have had my gun here, I would have shot him. I'd have hated that, but I would have. For my safety, because I don't know him. Again, don't have a false sense of security. And so from now on, I'm not going to have a false sense of security. I'll be locking my doors. I'll be keeping a gun beside me at all times. Because there's not going to be any false sense of security anymore. The gun will not only be for my protection of other people, but also protection against animals, wild animals, because we have them out here. I know that I've seen a mountain lion out here. I've seen it twice. When I first moved here. I haven't seen it since we've gotten dogs, but I saw it twice. So no false sense of security anymore. God bless.